streams in that first 6 months. You remember?
Okay, you're good.
I'm good. We're ready?
Let's pray.
Okay, let's pray. Father, we just first thank you always for this day. We thank you for blessing us with another day that wasn't promised. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come here and learn how to build our business, how to grow, how to just make this a thing that's going to happen. I thank you for John and Sherilyn for opening up their house and hosting this. And we just praise you and thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I'm excited for us to get started. Okay, yay! We haven't had one of these in a while. It seems like we've been like every single month, and in the last 2 months it was like Dallas boot camp or conference, or we just had all these things. So it's good to have our monthly training back in. I think we're good until we have our. Let me think. Well, I don't have my calendar, so we're in May.
July.
Our next one's July because we have green carpet next month. Okay, so July we will be back here as well. Which, speaking of green carpet, if you're able to go, I do want to encourage you. I know it's far, Florida, but if you're I know a lot of people road trip or do different things. If you can go, green carpet's awesome. It's like a one-day conference. There's just nothing like getting close to the fire, And so I'm excited about that. They haven't mentioned anything about like a pay-per-view option, but if they end up doing something like that, for sure you want to do that. But if you're able to go, John and I are going. A lot of people are like, which day? You're going, yay, who's going? Yeah. We have a few states. Okay, there's 3 of us. 4, maybe 4 or 5, maybe. Okay, yay! Woo! So if you can, it's awesome. And so green carpet. And then I'm really excited because we also have, which I was gonna do announcements at the end, but I'll do some of them now. We have Jessica Edison. She's a presidential diamond in the area, and then one of our field regional development officers, Aspen. She's one of the corporate that's over this Dallas area. Actually, Texas. She's over Texas. They're going to be doing a mini boot camp. And what is that? It's like a 1-team-1 mission where you bring potentials and then you break, and it's going to be training. And with the training, I'm really excited because Kelly's running a panel, Yadis is on a panel, Marsh is on a panel, Story's on a panel, so a lot of us. So mark your calendars now for July 9th. It's a Saturday. And here's, if you don't have Sunday. Sorry, it's a Sunday. July 9th is a Sunday. And if you don't have downloaded the app Wired, download it. Because Wired tells you every 1-team-1 mission. Those of you watching, let's see those that are watching, download the Wired app. It'll tell you the 1-team-1 missions in your area. It'll tell you if there's one driving. There are so many going on. There's one actually today in Houston. I think we have some team at.
San Antonio?
San Antonio. One in San Antonio. We have some people going to. So anyways, they're all over. There's probably one in Houston too. And then also Midland, Texas. We'll get it on the calendar if you're in the West Texas area. Stacy and I are going to be going to Midland, Texas for a 1-team-1 mission. And John? You're coming to. Are you driving us? We're flying. We'll just fly. But that's going to be the day before. It'll be July 8th. So anyway, lots of stuff going on. I'll go over some more stuff at the end. But let's dive in. So raise your hand if you've been with It Works for less than a month. Okay? We got a couple just even right here too. Okay. So here's the thing. When it comes to these basics, I sometimes feel like the more seasoned ones, we tune this out, but we forget everything that a new distributor is doing is what we should be doing 3 years in, 2 years in, 18 months in. When we stop doing what I'm about to go over is when we start to plateau. And so this is something, this business, they built it off of what they call the steps to success. And I always say, I used to think it was really corny until I realized, wait, it's actually pretty profound and can change your business. But they say, they don't say it. This is, I think Ronnie Brown says it, but share quote her little song, 4 LCs, 3 DTs, that's how you're making money, and go Ruby. That really is what it is. So if someone joined It Works, we say step 1. Step 1 is you join. You pay $99 to join. Do you guys realize what we have going on right now is an insane deal? Right now, You join for $99. You get a free box of wraps that retail at $99. You get 4 mini defining gels. You get an entire essential oil kit of the It Works blends, plus the fab wrap, all the other promotional material. And I mean, you're literally getting, I think it was like $230 something worth of product for $99. You've got to reach out to anybody that has ever inquired about joining your team right now. We always say, I don't know how to follow up. I don't want to annoy someone. This is the time to say, hey, I know we talked about it before. Right now, what we have going on is huge. I mean, when someone inquires about wraps, you need to be offering the business to them. If they're inquiring about defining gel, you offer, I mean, I don't care if they're inquiring about hair and skin and nails, offer the business. But I even made the mistake if someone inquired about the wraps. And then, I mean, this is like a Sherry fail, was asking about the wraps. I guess she was asking about the distributorship, but I replied about, yeah, you could be a 90-day product tester. I'm telling her about the wrap. She goes, what about defining gel? Instead of me thinking, oh, offer the right now distributorship wraps, defining gel. I'm like, yeah, we've got the It pack, and we've got, and I'm like looking at packs to tell her, and then I'm like, what am I doing? And finally she goes, oh, okay, well, I'm really excited, to get started and join your team. And I'm like, oh, are you talking about the business? But even then, I'm like, oops, because I had sent her a message about being a product tester like forever ago, But people want to do the business. I messaged someone and said, how much are the wraps? Almost 3 years ago. Actually, it's May. Okay, and mine's anniversary is June. But June 21st, 3 years ago, I messaged someone saying, how much are the wraps? I was literally going to buy a box of wraps, $99 retail. Then I finally was like, okay, I guess I'll do the loyal customer thing, so I was going to do that. And then because she said, just to throw it out there, for $99, you could be a distributor in case you're interested in making extra money. So I joined. Had she never asked me, I would not be here today. And that just blows my mind. I would have maybe been consistent and done my wraps. Maybe I wouldn't have. Who knows? But because she asked. So with this deal going on right now, you've got to be reaching out to people. If somebody likes one of your business posts, reach out to them. Hey, you would rock this business. Don't be scared to ask. And if you weren't told no today, and I like what Cammie said. She's like, I don't say go for the no because I feel like words speak life or death. So she's like, I'm going for yeses. But the thing is, if you're not asking that people, if you're not being told no on a consistent basis, then you're honestly not inviting enough people to join you. And I will tell you, 3 years in, Stacey and I talk about it all the time. It is still not comfortable when somebody tells me no. But for every no I get, I'm that much closer to yes, and I do get yeses. I was on like this, I'm going to sign, and I mean 2 weeks ago, the end of April. It was the end of April. Okay, I'm like, I never know what month we're in. The end of April, I literally messaged probably 50, 60 people that are joining my team. I still hate doing that. I'm like, I can do like 1 or 2 a day, but when I'm like, no, I'm asking everyone I think would be good. I'm following up. But as I watched it the last few weeks, all of the distributors, for the most part, that have been joining my team were from those messages. And so it's crazy to see. It maybe didn't happen that week. It didn't mean that week I signed the 10, but then now we're going into almost 3 weeks later. They're coming around. And the same thing. So anyways, I kind of tangented a little bit. But when it comes to our steps to success, babe, will you turn this off? It's like doing weird things. Yeah. Okay. So step 1, you join the party. And so right now we should be asking people to join. Step 2, you gather 4 loyal customers. So if you're brand new, your goal is 4 loyal customers. If you've been in this business a year, your goal this month is 4 loyal customers. If you've been in this business 2 years, your goal is 4 loyal customers. Who assigned their 4 loyal customers? Okay, I see some hands. If you haven't, that's your goal. You know what I mean? So it gives you a goal. Are there months I don't do it? Yeah. There's months where it's like, man, I really tried it. Are there months I do more than it? Yeah. It's just giving you something to go for. Because if you don't have a goal and you don't know what you're going for, then you're going to do nothing. And I've talked to so many distributors and people that I sign, and they're like, I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm like, oh man, I'm failing. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors, make the money go Ruby. And that's what I'm thinking. But you've got to have those goals or people don't know. So step 1, join the party. Step 2, 4 loyal customers. Step 3, you want to be thinking about 3 people, 3 distributors to join your team, because that is setting you up for Ruby. What's Ruby? You have 3 people that join you with you, and one of them signs 2 people. It's a total of 5. Maybe you sign 4, awesome. With our business, you can transfer 1 under to get that. But that's what that Ruby looks like is, stand up. Is if you're new, just in case, we have Kelly joined me, Edie's joined me, Stacy joined me. Then guess what? Story joined Stacy. You joined Stacy too. So right there. So that is what Ruby looks like. But guess what? Maybe Stacy, Edie's, and Kelly, and then I signed a 4th, I could transfer to Stacy. This sets up for Ruby. So this is what we do. Okay, y'all can sit. And the cool thing is you want to go Ruby when you first join, right? Because you want to go Ruby. You want to unlock every level. You're unlocking more commission. You're getting more money. Why do we not keep everyone right underneath us in this bit? Because with each level, a distributor, you make commission on level 1 and 2. But you want to make commission on your level 3s. What are my level 3s? It's like me, my customers are 1. I sign Story, she's a 1. Her customers are 2. Stacy's your distributor, that's a 2. Stacy's customers are 3. I want to get paid on Stacy's customers. I didn't sign them, but I want to get paid on it. That's the beauty of direct sales. You know, that's how you're building this residual income. Yeah, I want to get paid on, you know, I am getting paid on all your customers, but that's what you want. I'm like, oh, thank you. No, but that's what you want, and you can start building it, and you build this snowball thing. And so, executive, you get paid on level 3. Ruby, you're making money on level 4. You know, Emerald, level 5, and to infinity. So that's why you want to promote to each level. But I think we make the mistake of someone goes Ruby, and then they just stop. Or they're built for Ruby, I'm built for Ruby, and then they just stop. And it's like, well, I hear this all the time. Well, I'm built for Ruby, I just need volume. Well, no, yeah, and what's volume? It's more customers. You don't just need volume, you need to do your steps of success again this month and sign another distributor. And another distributor, and then you get built for, like, you don't, so many times I think we get caught on the, well, I need volume. No, every month they call it steps to success for a reason. Like I said, some months you'll do it, some months you don't, but it's what you're always going for. It's what I'm going for. If I do not complete my steps to success, I am devastated. December, I signed 2 distributors, not 3, and it was devastating to me. But that's my goal and what I'm always trying to do. So that's what the steps to success are. You do it, and then you teach it to when someone joins you so that they start doing it. And they sign someone, and you teach it. So you do it, teach it, do it, teach it. But you're still always trying to personally do it. And I think we've got to remember that. Because if our business isn't growing, it's dying. And I don't want my business to die, you know? So that's why we always want to do it. And you know what the unfortunate part is? Not everyone's going to catch the vision. You most likely have all caught the vision because you're sitting in here. Not everyone catches the vision. So is someone going to join your team? Is Sally going to join my team and then maybe do nothing? Yeah, maybe. But that's, hey friend! If you've ever wanted any of the cute green and tassels, this is your girl. But you know, but doesn't mean you can unfocus right now and go buy the green. But is someone going to join and never do anything? That does happen because it's $99. Not so when you're always going after your steps to success. You're always trying to gather those 3 new distributors. Some will, some won't. Who cares? Who's next? Don't get hung up on Sally who's not working. I hear that all the time. Well, I don't know what to do. You know, she's not, so-and-so's not working. No one's working. Like, I'm the only one working. Like, you know what? That's why you are, when you go diamonds, you're the 1%. Because you're catching it and you're doing it. It's not that others can't. The others won't. Because believe me, if I can do this, someone who, like, I shouldn't joke about my learning disabilities, but like, if someone who cannot read until their 2nd time in 3rd grade can do this business, believe me, you can do this business. You know, I'm like, I still can't spell. I'm still dyslexic. I still, you know, whatever. Like, I got like the extra testing on everything in life. I won't go into more and tell you about the summer camps. I won't talk about the summer camps where all the kids, like, you know, had Down syndrome and other disabilities. I'm like, why am I here? My mom's like, because you can't read and you're 10. But my point is, you can do this, you know? And so, yeah, there's going to be people that don't. But I heard that. Some will, some won't. Who cares who's next, you know? And that's what you always got to do. So with the steps to success, they're vital. They're vital to your business. They're vital that we do them, teach them, do them, teach them. And so if someone just joined and you're like, what do I do? That's what you do. We call it a hundreds list, but sometimes I think a hundreds list is intimidating because I'll be honest, I've never had 100 people written down, but we call it a hundreds list. And if you just joined, you should be creating yours. If you've been in 1 year, you should be adding to yours. If you've been in 2 years, you should be adding to yours. I can pull out my phone and show you my hundreds list right now, which has like 20 people on it. But I'm adding. I'm always adding. If I wake up in the middle of the night and think of someone, I'm always like, God, was that you? Maybe it was. Let me write it down. And I will write down their name. I'm like, maybe the Lord tried to. I remember I did that once that morning at 5 a.m. I sent out the message and she like totally turned me down. I'm like, God, I thought that was you. And I remember I woke up in my dream, I'm like, she's the next ambassador. And I was like, ready. And then she's like, no, thanks. But maybe that was a seed planted. But the point is you want to always be adding. You're always adding to that hundreds list. And when you think of someone, you write their name down. And that is those are your potentials. It's who you reach out to. So if you just joined, you're putting people on your hundreds list. If you've been in, you're adding constantly. If someone inquires about the business, you write them on your hundreds list, even if they don't sign up right away. The average person has to see something, what is it, John? Like 8, 9 to 12 times to actually act on it. Before I messaged the acquaintance I went to Bible college with, before I messaged her, I literally watched her post 7 or 8 times on Instagram. Before and after belly picture, before and after belly picture, before and after belly picture. Like, I even tagged my friend Kate, who I will buy anything, was like, Kate, try these wraps, let me know, And then finally I'm like, okay, I'm just going to order the wraps. But you've got to see it over and over and over again. So you want to have that ongoing hundreds list. So your newbie, steps to success, or you're an oldie, steps to success, your hundreds list, and then you start posting. You start showing people your store is open. People ask me all the time, so do I have to post like a certain number of times a day? Here's the thing. We don't have a brick and mortar store, and I'm not going to get into this too much because we're going to be talking about how you live, but you've got to tell people you're open. It's why we're the gear. It's why we do our stuff. You get going. So if you just joined, I've had 2 people this past week say, I really want to get to know the products, before I start posting and reaching out. No, you don't need to get the product. I mean, you don't have to taste the greens to know they have 16 servings of fruit and veggies, over 38 superfoods. They detoxify, they alkalize, they balance your pH. You don't have to taste them to know that. That's just fact. You want to taste it, and that's why we order products. That's why you should be running an ADBB auto ship, because I've never seen someone successful that does not run an ADBB auto ship, just to throw that out there. I haven't, and I think the reason why I think they're probably not in love with the products yet. I think they're not passionate. Why do I feel like I can sell the products? Because I love them. I could quit at Works tomorrow, and I still could not go without my greens. I could not go without my fat fighters. Now my confiance, why did I wait so long to start taking that stuff? One day I was super stressed, and John can vouch. I was in the pantry. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we have to have a bottle of confiance somewhere. I have all this product. How do I not have 52 cleanses? No confiance. I'm like, what's going on? The cleanse, that's I know they say you need it once a month. You can use it twice a month. I'm living through 3 times a month is okay as well. It works. But I love the cleanse. But you want to fall in love with the products. And so, so I was like, why am I telling you that? Because you should know that, but because you don't have to know everything. You learn as you go. I have people ask me all the time about estradiol rhythm. I will read what it says. Luckily, I'm not going through menopause yet. I don't know about the hormone cream. I just found out it's a pill and a cream. But you've got to it's a twofer. I didn't know that. I was like, someone was asking me about it. I'm like, wait, let me see, what is estradiol rhythm? But, so if you did not know that, I just gave you that. How much BB? Oh, I need to start posting about estradiol rhythm. Okay, 80 BB. But, and so anyways, you fall in love with the products. But maybe you're like, well, how do I do the steps to success? And I'm going to introduce Story. Double Diamond Story's going to come up here, and she's going to tell you how we do the steps to success, which is by blitzing, by wrapping, by repeating. Okay. Hi, y'all. How's it going?
Okay, so I'm going to try to hold all these things. So I'm going to talk about blitzing in person. So like Sherry said, we basically, we get paid to put customers and distributors in the system. And how do we do that? We blitz, we wrap, and we repeat. And that's just we do. We do it over and over and over. So I'm going to talk kind of a little bit about how we can blitz in person. So first of all, I want to say, how many of you have like prayed for a runner? Like, please God, send me a runner. Please God, send me somebody that wants to do this. Like, okay, well, how many of you also have been in a public situation where maybe it's a super sweet waitress or a super nice girl to check out, and you hear that voice in your head going, ask her, give her the card, give her the card. That could be your runner. So if you're praying for that runner, but you're ignoring that voice that's telling you to ask that person, you're missing out, because that could be your next runner. So one of the ways we do this, and they make it really easy, they come with your kit, is your Blitz cards. So we all have these. You can get the little business card to add onto there. I do that too. So you're going to always want to have these with you, and you're going to always want to have 3 things with you: your cards, your wraps, and your greens. This is what I do. And your party pad. You want to always carry those things with you at all times, because when you're blitzing somebody, if they ask you about any of those things and you don't have it, you don't want to look silly and be like, yeah, I saw these wraps, but I don't carry them with me. You want to have them with you, because if they want to buy one, you need to be ready. If they want to ask you about the business, you want to show them that party pad and show them how easy it is. You just read from this piece of paper. So you hand them the Blitz card, and that's all you do is you hand it to them. Have you tried that crazy wrap thing? And then, like Pam Sauter says, you just be quiet. You just hand it to them, and you wait for them to respond. So let's see, another way, and this can be kind of scary. So if you're scared, it's okay. But I know my mom said the other day, she's like, I put somebody in my car, and guess what? I didn't die. And so it's like, you're not going to die. Is it like uncomfortable? Yes. But this is all about getting out of your comfort zone. So just go for it. The other way we can blitz in person is with your products. So like I said, always carry those wraps, always carry your greens. I know I saw a lady recently in the checkout in front of me in the grocery store, and she had like 6 bottles of those greens that you buy. I forget the brand. I'm not even gonna say the brand, but I don't know. They're like $4 a pop, and she had like 8 of them. And I was like, girl, you need to try these. It's $1 a day or whatever they are. And then that's another good way to do that. Anybody sniffles, or a girl the other day said, I need a way that I'm just so tired. Does anybody know a way? Well, here, try these greens. These are how you can get some energy. And then you always want to get their information. So that can also be the tricky part, is because they always say a blitz is a failed blitz if you don't get their information to follow up with them. So I know one way somebody, I think it was Rachel Wiggum, says, hey, can I get are you on Facebook? Because I have a weekly drawing for a wrap. So put you in there, and then if you win the raffle, then I can tag you if you're a winner. Well, guess what? Everybody's a winner. So that's a good way to get them on Facebook, because you want them seeing your stuff. Another good way to blitz in person is your gear. So I know that's the way that I signed up, is I saw Sherry wearing her gear. And is every single person going to ask you what works every time you wear your gear? No. But what if this one time somebody does, like I asked Sherry, she would wear her gear to LA, and she'd wear it a couple times, but she'd always have those cute little things on with it, and she always had her cute sparkly sequin. I remember your black sequin Uggs or something. And I'd be like, okay, she's wearing these cute clothes, but it's like she always has that shirt that says it works. And finally one week I asked a friend of mine, we're like, what works? And she told us, and guys, I'd been looking for something to do part-time, and it took me maybe a week, but the next week I was like, hey, I want to sell those wraps. And I did. I signed up. So maybe that one person that does ask is going to end up being a double diamond on your team. Not for long. Triple is coming. Not for long. But so that's just a couple of ways to do it in person. And then what we do, so that's the blitz. Then we want to wrap. You got to get the wrap on people, you guys. And if you aren't putting value in the wrap, no one's going to see the value in it. So make sure that you are like, you have to have this wrap. This wrap is going to be amazing. It's only $25. It's a great deal. You want to get it on people. Ways you can do that is you can have a party. If you're new, you should be having a launch party. And if you're in the area where your new distributors are, you should be launching their party for them. Because if they're uncomfortable with it or feel like they don't know what to say, then you just go and do that for them. And you want to get wraps on people. They can wrap for $25. And again, put value in that wrap. Make an assumption like, yeah, we're going to wrap. Who's going to wrap? Here's the wrap room, and get them on there. Let's see. You want to I lost my spot here. And then just asking people to wrap. I've been asking this girl for I think 2 years since I started. Like, please, like, be an LC. Like, first of all, I think she'd be great at the business. She's like knocked me down, but I'm not giving up. But just like, you gotta try these products. She's had lap band. She's had all these things. I'm like, just let me wrap you. Finally, this is what I said. I pulled it up. I finally was like, look, because I know she's going to Mexico. So I said, hold on. I finally was like, look. I said, hi, I've been thinking about you. Let me come wrap you. Seriously, it's only $25. What do you have to lose? If you become a customer, I'll wrap you for free. Tell me when on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. I'll come to you. It'll be easy peasy. I'm telling you, you'll love it. And she wrote me back and said, hold on, let me see if I can ask a friend to come too. So I went over to her house, took my little wraps, took some catalogs. They both wrapped. They both liked the results. And both of them ordered over like 150 BB worth of stuff. She got extra with the math, actually, and some other things. So it was like, you know what? Like, you just got to keep asking and then get that wrap on people. Let's see. Want some examples? Mom, how did you? Oh, wait, one more. You can also do. I don't know if y'all can see this. Put a laminate or a Blitz card on your purse. And I got a girl at the post office like that one day. She was just like tap me on the shoulder as I'm like actually talking to somebody, but she interrupted me. Was like, hey, I want to try one of those wraps. I had them in my purse, sold her 2, and made $50 in wrap cash. So that's just a way you can do that too. I know, Mom, how do you wrap? I mean, how do you blitz? Tell me that one example that you're talking about.
My little card, well, maybe some of y'all see all my stuff and story stuff on the online garage sales, Bristol online garage sale. I'm always listing something, redoing something, selling something. This always goes in the item, always. I friend them immediately on Facebook. And I've gotten a DT, several LCs, just because they thought they got this in their product. I don't see them. It's porch pickup. It's just in the bag.
Yeah.
But they see me on Facebook, and so they've got me hooked up with this. So
right.
Lots of items.
Yeah. So online garage sale sites. If people buy something, I don't know if you guys can hear. If they buy something, you put a Blitz card in the product, and then she's always cute and puts like a little note.
And they're not buying work stuff.
No, they're buying like a candlestick or whatever. Yeah. I have an LC that I did. I friended somebody that bought.
It works.
It works. You just want them getting things, their stuff on Facebook. And then Amanda, how did you blitz the other day?
So I actually went in to get my roots touched up because I went home and they were orange. And I was like, what in the world? And I'm like, maybe it's just me. Then Anna was like, Mom, why is your hair orange? I was like, oh, I've got to go in. So I went in, like, just running in. I didn't have an appointment or anything. And so she was touching them up, and this girl was talking about how she has this event, but her dress is too tight. And so basically the hairdressers were like, hey, those wraps really work. Have you tried those? And she was like, I could tell she was kind of like skeptical. She was like, really? And they were like, no, seriously. Like, my husband got mad. He thought I was starving myself. And she was like, no, I'm just wrapping. And so I was like, because blitzing is probably like my weakest part of my business. I'm great at posting, great at messaging, but it's not my strong suit. And I was just like, I gotta say it. I was almost like walking out, and I was like, hey, I have one of those wraps. And she was still kind of like, I want it. And the hairdresser was like, I swear it worked, And so she gave me $25. I gave her a wrap, got her number, texted her some instructions, and so, yeah.
There you go. And you know what? Maybe you just get a lead off of it. I had another girl at Kinder Scott ask me about my thing on my purse. And, she didn't buy immediately, but I've got her as a lead. So every time we have a Bover or whatever, I continue to reach out to her. Jen Whistler, how do you blitz?
Lately, I've been doing that anybody who gets your receipt, and specifically been doing it in restaurants.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a game for Adam and I when we go out to dinner, and we're like, oh, there's that. Not going to get this
Right.
They definitely are getting this part. And so at the end, we're sitting there talking. I say, oh my gosh, I'd love to introduce you to the business. You are such a fantastic waitress. You have such a great personality. And actually, usually we're taking pictures and stuff. I'm like, we're taking pictures because I, I work from my phone and social media. So then I have them put, since they're not supposed to have their phones on them, so I give them my phone and my Facebook and have them add themselves.
Smart.
So
Yeah. So basically, anybody, if you couldn't hear that, anybody that gets your money, I know Ashley Sinclair, anybody that gets my money is getting a Blitz card, getting a coupon. So again, that kind of wraps that up. But if you're hearing that voice, is like, give her one, ask her. Don't ignore that, because if you're praying for that runner or praying for that person, that could be your person. So it takes 90 seconds of courage. Just say a prayer and go for it.
I like that. Okay, so I have notes on my phone and my paper, but so I am doing the Blitz Rock repeat, but on social media. So when I started the business, I was like, I don't really leave my house. I love people, but I kind of live in the country. I have 2 little girls and clearly another one coming. And I was like, so how am I going to we had just moved to Midlothian, where I live, and we didn't know nobody, So if you ever talk to people and they're like, I don't know anybody, I just know I don't know anybody, or everybody I know is already doing it. Well, I was kind of in the same situation, but that's why I chose to do social media. And I knew it's something that I could do and not be required to be in person to be anywhere. So I still wear my gear and talk to people in person if, if they ask me or whatever. But I primarily do social media. So a few things about that is, number one, obviously, is posting. You're posting consistently every single day, at least once about products and maybe once about your business, and then everything else can be life in between, or however you want to do that. But you do want to at least every day. And the reason why is because algorithms on Facebook and Instagram, your pictures are not going to always be seen by everyone, right? So generally about 7% of your audience is going to see something that you post throughout the day. So if you're posting more than one time about the business or the products throughout the day, don't feel like you're annoying people, because chances are they may not even see it at all because of the algorithm. But there is a way to increase the odds or increase that. And that is by interaction. And so recently we did a little training, and it's on Sherry Lynn's YouTube. All the trainings that we do are always on Sherry's YouTube, if you ever want to go back and watch them. So if you missed it, we were learning from a now presidential diamond, Eliana Vargas. And this is my mouth and I can't talk very good. And so anyway, she was talking about, because we've been posting, at least I have, 6 to 9 times a day, every day. Okay, and so she only does 3 times a day. And I was like, well, how does that work? If you're only doing 3 and I'm doing 9, it sounds like I'm doing more work. But the difference is because she focuses on interaction. And interaction is huge. So if I'm coming to you and I like your picture, that's like me going, hey, I don't know you, but hey. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I don't know you and I comment, that's like this. Hi, nice to meet you. I love your babies. Stop, they're so cute. And you go, oh, who's this, right? If somebody, I thought I could make it, I can't make it. It picks the way I talk. So anyway, if someone comments, especially, thanks, Boo. Especially on Instagram, right? At least that's where I primarily am. But on Facebook, sometimes you can miss the notifications. But on Instagram, if you click the little heart at the bottom, it's going to show you everything that happens. So everything's going to say, liked by so-and-so, like. And so you get kind of immune to it. Or like, kind of like, doesn't matter. If someone says something to you, you go, wait, who was that? Exactly. Especially because on Instagram, it tends to be more strangers than warm market. Okay? So when someone says something, you go, oh, wait, is that a spammer? Is that somebody, a weirdo? Is that a whatever? Do you need to block them? Right? And you immediately go and see who they are and what they do. Yeah. So I made some changes to the way I was doing my business on Instagram, and started focusing more on this interaction. And all of a sudden, I'd be like, I don't know this person, but I go to their page, like, and comment on a few of their pictures just to get them to notice me. They'll go to mine and go, blow me up, like 10 pictures, and comment on something. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then within the same day or the next day, they're messaging me instead of me messaging them.
So interaction is a huge thing, and not just liking. Liking is almost going to be overlooked. I mean, liking is still cool, but if you want somebody to stop and pay attention to you and what you're saying, say something to them. If they have kids, I'm always like, oh my gosh, she's a doll. Or, oh my gosh, I'm in love with that outfit. Only if it's the truth, obviously. If you don't have anything to say, yeah, I'm like, heart. But don't just go to someone's page and go, heart, kissy face, or cute, or so sweet, or those are what business accounts do when they pay for someone to comment for them. So you want to say something like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with that. Oh my gosh, she is such a doll. Where did you get that? You know, otherwise, then the other way is going to be a negative response as well, or not pay attention to you at all. It's just so cute. Kissy, kissy. You know what I mean? So that. Your photos. Okay, so we learned about this, and I'm going to go super fast. I don't want to talk too long. Your photos. So obviously, we've talked a lot about apps that we use. Pick, tap, go, making your pictures bright, clear, clean. If you're taking a picture, you take it like this, not like this. Right? So you face the window instead of face away from the window, makes your pictures brighter. And taking them, so this is something that I told Sherry the other day. I think I told Stacy too. My husband kind of changed my life the other day. He told me, I was like, how come when you go to my Instagram, you can't, like, I'm talking about my business all day, pretty much on my posts, right? But you can't really tell that I'm any good at it. But you can't. He goes, because your pictures, the way that you're showing yourself, is a stay-at-home mom who does a business on the side from her phone versus a successful businesswoman who gets to stay at home with her children because of this business. And I was like, he's like, look at you. There's you in your pajamas. There's you. Like, your hair's a mess. Look, we didn't take a shower that day. Look, I'm like, oh. It was the truth. It was the truth. So you still want to show yourself doing whatever your normal life does, but your photos, especially on social media, your photos they're everything. Gosh. They do. They tell not only that your store is open, but they tell the success story of your store, if that makes sense. So there's that. And then interaction, tell your story every single day. You have to tell your story at least once a day. I wasn't doing that either. So every single day, at least once a day, where you were before it works, where you're at now, and where you're going to be because of the business. Every day, at least one time. Okay? Because then people will stop and read that, and that connects them to you and to your business. Okay? So there's that. And then growing your audience. So with story, when you're doing it in person, or Jen Weissler, when you're out to dinner, you know, and meeting all these people, or through Facebook, selling stuff on garage sales. That's how you're growing your audience, growing your influence, meeting new people, reaching out, talking to new people, okay? Growing your audience every single day on social media, every day, at least once a day. Because those people don't know you and they don't see you in real life, they've got to watch you a little bit. So you've got to always think about like a funnel and be putting into the funnel. That way, a few weeks later, it starts coming out the end, LCs, DTs. So putting into your funnel your new audience. Okay, if you're building, either way, Facebook or Instagram. We do Facebook parties every single week on Thursdays, and those are available to everyone on our entire Diamond Empire team. Okay, so, and those are huge for getting people to those and giving them a ton of really good information, plus the interaction of all of us there together at the same time, and seeing us cheer each other on and sharing our own testimony pictures and all that kind of stuff is huge. And the more that you participate in those parties, your team sees it, the more they will repeat what you're doing. You've got to, especially if you've got one teammate, you've got to be on there, be a part of those parties, and that's how your team will follow. They do what you do. And then on Facebook going live is huge. So you could post 30 times a day and go live one time, and it will reach more people than the 30 times in the one day that you've posted. So if you are going to build on Facebook, going live is huge. And it doesn't have to be like anything super important. You're just like, you know, whatever you're doing throughout the day, just go live. People just want to be a part of your life. They don't care what it is. They just want to see what you're doing. Like the other day, I went live and my girls wanted to put makeup on me. So I went live and then everybody's talking to me. But then I'm posting about my business and they'll see those because of the live video. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's that. And then I think that's it for sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey everyone. Okay. I'm just going to quickly talk with you. How much time I am? No. Okay. So, Stacey Ocala, Presidential Diamond Company, almost ambassador. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you guys about something that I think is important and something that we kind of let pass by a lot, and that is LC retention. It's so important, and it feels like it's something that can kind of slip our mind, because what we want to do and how we make money is to sign those loyal customers and to sign those distributors at first. So you want to do your steps to success, of course. But the beauty of this business and why we love it works is for that residual income, right? So we have a product, like Sherry said, if I want to do this business, I'm going to be taking meetings for this month. So will I. They've changed my life. So that we have a product that people will continue to need and want, and that's life-changing for them. You know, like I said, my husband lost 40 pounds. I didn't say that to y'all, but I've told people, and it's true, my husband lost 40 pounds and is continuing to maintain his weight by taking our products. And so we will always want to take them. But so you want to treat your loyal customers. We do focus on training our team, but you also want to treat your loyal customers well. They're coming to you. And the thing about this business that we'll talk about is you joined and you might have had people jump on your bandwagon because someone else was doing it, but they trusted you. They came to you. And so, you know, and Cami Dempsey always uses that John Maxwell quote, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so they're buying that from you. So you want to have that heart for your people that have joined you. And you also want to be faithful. You know, the Bible tells us it's a principle. He who's faithful with little will be given much to rule over. And so you be faithful with those loyal customers. If it's one, it's one. You be faithful to that loyal customer, you know. If it's 20, it's going to be harder. If it's 50, if it's, you know, you have to come up with a system. And that's what we're going to kind of talk about. But you want to do that. And why do you want to do that? Well, the first thing is residual income. You keep getting money on what keeps getting by. So you want people to continue to buy product. Also, referrals. If you're like keeping a good LC retention and you're talking to someone, guess what? They're going to say, I have an awesome works person. You know, they're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about your character, you know, and then that you're somebody that's trustworthy. And so that's a reason why you want to have retention. And then my favorite thing is that they're potential distributors. Some of my very top distributors were loyal customers. So Kelly started as a loyal customer. My friend Jessica Diaz started as a loyal customer. Carrie Avalos was a loyal customer. These are all leaders on my team. And so today I just signed a loyal customer as a distributor, and she might be watching. So hi, if you're on there, Rebecca. But that's why you want to have loyal customer retention. So how do we do that? So here's the beauty of this business. You're your boss. You know, Sherry's not your boss. I'm not your boss. Sorry, not your boss. You're your own boss, so you get to run this business how you want to do it. And there's lots of different ways. So you could run around like a chicken with your head cut off if you want to start doing what everybody's doing. But you have to decide what you want to do and stick with it and be consistent. So how? Well, there's this cool, and on Diamond Empire, Amy Cote has posted this, but there's a cool Rolodex system that you can do. That's one of the ways that you can do it. You sign someone up, you put them on a little recipe card, their date, all their information, and you put that in on the date. So then every month you can go through your Rolodex file, and behind that you know when someone's auto ship is coming up, and that's the way you can contact them. Another way is in your phone. When every loyal customer signs, they put their phone number in there. So you probably have somebody's cell phone right there. You know, if it's somebody from Instagram or something like that. So you can put that in your phone, and guess what you can put? LC, and then their name, and then every time you if you go to your phone and you type in LC, all those LCs come up, and you can have their information right there and contact them. Another thing that you can do is start an email list. So I know something that Sherry Lynn does. She has like an email, a loyal customer file in her email. So every time she gets one of those emails from corporate, she puts that in that file. For me, I have, whenever I send them out, I send them from a separate email address. So all my loyal customers are in that email. Also, Facebook lists. That's a way that you can stay connected with your people, that you're still liking them, because what happens, have you ever met the people that go, oh yeah, I signed up with someone, but I never heard from them again? Cricket. You know, or I'm going to sign with you now because I never heard from that person again. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? If they're not going to treat their people well, then let's do it. So Facebook lists is an awesome way to stay connected with that. So I have tons of lists. Maybe I need to make a video about Facebook lists at some point that we can post, but you can have design lists so that when you click on the list, like it says LC list, when I click on that, my feed only shows my loyal customers posts in the last 24, 48 hours, so I can go and comment like on it. And also some people do challenge groups. You know, we had our New Year, New You group going strong. We might need to pull that up again, but putting that in there and people talking about different products gets people involved in wanting to like it. Another way too is a planner. If you get a planner and you write down their auto ship dates when someone signs up, you write their name in, and then you can every month. And then on the third month, a lot of people will write it in red so that they know I need to contact that person and let them know this is your perks points. This is, you know, do you still want to continue with this? Would you like to add something else to your order? You know, just a good point, a reference point to contact. So there's some hows, and I have Miss Marsha, who's like LC retention queen coming up here, which is so good. So tell us.
Covered all of that. Though.
Well, good.
What am I
Tell
going
us.
to say?
No, you're gonna tell us. I gave lots of ideas, but you're gonna tell us what you specifically do and how.
Okay. I don't know about being the queen, but my thing with loyal customers is it starts the second you sign them up. Let's face it, none of us would be sitting in this room if we didn't have loyal customers. None of us. We have to have loyal customers. So it starts in the beginning. From my previous jobs, I worked in the bridal industry and I worked in the tanning industry. Terrible, don't do that. But I would have people come to me even though they had their own salespeople because they knew I was going to give them good customer service. So you have to give good customer service. We don't go to stores again if we don't get good customer service. We may give them a second chance, but we're not going to give them a third. So that we want to treat this the way we would want to be treated. So it starts with me from the beginning with, okay, Mary, you've signed up, awesome. Within that week, she gets a catalog in the mail. She gets a personal thank you that's written by me, thanking her for whatever it is she ordered. She gets a sample of greens or a facial or something depending upon how our interaction has gone. And then we immediately build a relationship. I am a huge relationship person. It's really hard for me to just do and not, I know I probably talk too much to people, but that's just how I am. I just can't do the cold stuff. So it starts in the very beginning. And then I have a log to where I follow up monthly with each one of my loyal customers. And I check and see how they're liking their product. Do they want to try something else? I let them know about promotions. Like just recently with the promotion with the Peppermint Blitz coming back. I remembered immediately who bought those in December when we had the special. Bam, 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 sold 5. Followed up with them because they're like, oh my gosh, it's back. That's awesome. So that's what you have to do. You have to follow up with them. We want them to stay with us. We know that once they do 3 months, they're a loyal customer for life, but we want them to be a loyal customer every month and buy products every month because they're awesome. Another thing I just started, because I think it was Sherry I was talking to, and she's like, oh, you have a loyal customer that you've had for 2 years? And I'm like, oh, I do, don't I? So I started going through my list, and so now I'm doing a loyal customer shout out. I've had 3 that have been loyal customers for 2 years. That's every month, 24 months. That's up. 50 perk points on their 6-month anniversary, 150 on their 1-year anniversary. I contact them like even when they're like getting ready to hit their 6th month. I'll go, you are just one more order away from getting 50 perk points. That's $50. So hang in there. Let's do one more for you. And then they stay. So I'll do a loyal customer shout out. I tag that person, obviously. And guess what? All the people that they're friends with see what I just said. Awesome. Enjoy your 150 perk points. Enjoy what you're doing. So grateful to have you. And then I send a personal thank you and throw in like a little Starbucks gift card or whatever and let them know that I appreciate them. So the deal to me is that we sell to serve. That's what we have to do. We have to sell to serve. We don't just want to sell and bum, 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 you're done. We want to sell to serve people because we have something to offer. But it starts to me in the beginning. You have to stay connected and build a relationship with them. You just have to.
Yeah.
And you should want to. I love it. I love how people, and then you get referrals because they're like, go to her, go to her, go to her. I mean, it's one of my favorite things to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you said referrals. That's something that Ashley Sinclair talks about doing a lot too, is contacting their loyal customers and saying, hey, I just want to thank you for being a great customer.
Yeah.
If you have any referrals, I'd like to give you a free product of choice or
That's
of a
exactly
certain
right.
amount, and then you get more loyal customers, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Marcia.
You're
You're
welcome.
awesome. So one thing I forgot to say too was that if you're like really green-minded, you can do your Excel sheet, you know, and put it all in there, dates, I don't know, I'm not green. I think that would be great. So with knowing how, then you want to have like a little bit of a strategy. So there's a 2x2 strategy. With your loyal customers, this could be the one for you. They sign up, at 2 weeks you contact them. You know you're going to contact them at 2 weeks. Hey, did you get it? Did you start it? One side note, every time a loyal customer signs up with me, they get email about what they did in their auto shipment and all the dates and how to log in, everything like that. And they also get instructions on how to use their product.
Yes.
So that right away, right afterwards, and then they're in my email base. But then 2x2 is, hey, did you get it? Did you enjoy it? Do you have any questions? Da, 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 da. And then at 2 months, hey, you're almost at your 3 months. You know, you're gonna complete it. Do you want to add to your order? What do you want to do? Or hey, you're enjoying the product so much, would you like to become a distributor? So there's a 2x2. I always invite my loyal customers to our Facebook parties. Once they sign up, if they're from Facebook, I will always go in, and when our next party, I'll go, hey, you know, I know you just got the cleanse. If you want to hear more about products and even the business, I think you would be great at it. Come to the party. That's another one. Each month you can contact them, or you could do the first and third month. That's also a good one. First, third, sixth, 12th a month. And then lastly, on a side note, for your loyal customers, something that's important to do, which you've kind of heard this all the way through, is to post on social media. I know we think that's bait for new people, but it also renews people's minds when they see a deal come up, like, oh, go Rats. My loyal customers, a lot of them come right back and my volume goes up, so you want to post that too. So, loyal customer retention, it's a good thing.
All right. It's good stuff, huh? Yeah. I don't know. I'm really proud of our team. Like, what we're hearing, like the training we're hearing like today is not the same training that we would have had a year ago. And I think that's just a sign of good leadership from every one of you. And I mean, you have to evolve in any business, right? You can't do the same thing for the rest of your life and expect better results. So I'm just really proud of how we've grown up in our business. It's hard to do sometimes. It's hard to look at yourself and say, man, I'm not being as efficient as I once was. And you have to mold and change. So, I mean, those three things, like blitzing, social media, retention, like you want to know how to make an impact in your business. Like those are three huge things, and we covered them, I think, really well tonight. And so,
and you're green.
yes.
You did good, guys.
I know. The one thing I would, no, I'm just fine. So really proud of y'all. Well, as always, I'm given just the privilege to close, and I haven't got to do this in a while, so I'm really excited. So I'm just going to kind of close with what the Lord's really been putting on my heart, and whether it's with my family, with our business, my life, and it's kind of a harsh word from the Lord for me, and maybe you'll be like, oh, that's your wish, John, but what the Lord's been telling me lately is, John, I can put you in the right place at the right time, but if you don't do what it takes and act in obedience, it's pretty much pointless. And when, it's hard to receive that at times because it's like I don't know if, all of us, but I think all of us, we want to be in the perfect will of God. We want to walk in the path that he wants for us, not the path that we want to walk. And usually that path is, an uncomfortable path, and it's not the path you really want to go down because it stretches you. But the thing the Lord, I think, has really been challenging me with our business specifically is that, John, I can put you in front of leadership. I can, give you a team, but what are you going to do with it in that moment? And I think a lot of us on our team, like whether you've been in a month, whether you've been in, 2.5 years, if you've been with us for the beginning, which next year will be 3 years, which is really hard to believe. I think the Lord has the same message for all of us, that he can put us in the right place at the right time. But what we do with that opportunity and what we do in that moment is very crucial and very important, because it's not enough to just be in the moment. It's a calling that you have on your life to change people's lives, and to change people's lives, it takes action, and it takes stepping out in obedience. And I think Story said, when you feel that tug on your heart, for you, it could be a tug for a sale. It might, it was that probably really early on for me and Sherry Lynn, but now I take that as a tug, just like you would feel a tug of conviction, that what if I don't take that step? What if I don't give this person an opportunity? What if I don't give them an opportunity to join this team? And I think, and you may think I'm a little bit crazy, but what if that card is the very card that could one day lead them to Christ? What is that? What if that one moment that you had at that register, at the car wash, or, just sitting in Starbucks, what if you don't take a step of faith and invite them on this adventure with you? Like, what could that mean for their life? And I think if we start really, really understanding that the Lord has placed us here for such a time as this, he has put us in this moment, in this season, in this time. But if we don't do our part, we're going to miss out on some of the greatest blessings, not just in our lives, but we're holding back the blessings in other people's lives. And I think that's where it becomes really real. And I think that's the thing that the Lord is reassuring me, is that, John, I can put you here at your job, in your corporate job. I can put you here with It Works. I can put you here as a husband or as a father. But if you don't act in obedience day in and day out, you could be squandering the very thing that is the perfect will for your life. And on one of the plane trips, I can't remember which one it was, because we've been traveling way too much. I'm like, Sherry, I'm done. Like, you can travel. And then the way the Lord works, I get back after saying I'm done, and I have to go to New York on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's like the Lord was like, haha, just kidding. So, but I was watching The Founder, and it's the story of McDonald's. And if you haven't watched it, it's, I'd say it's a renter, but it's a very good renter. It's actually really sad. I won't go into the whole thing, because once you watch the movie, you'll be like, why'd you quote that jerk? Because I'm quoting kind of, I would say, the bad guy, in my opinion, Ray Kroc. But it just kind of reaffirmed what the Lord had already been placing on my heart. Quote he said was, the two most important requirements for major success are, first, being in the right place at the right time, and second, doing something about it. And it just kind of reconfirmed what the Lord kind of had put on my heart, is that you can be in the right place at the right time, but if you don't do anything about it, it was pointless. It was worthless. I think a lot of people are in the right place at the right time, and they go through their entire life saying, why does it happen for me? Yeah. Why isn't my blessing coming? Why is this person successful and I'm not? The only difference, I believe, is that you were both put in a position to succeed, but someone did something about it and you didn't. And I think that that's so true in this business. Like I think Sherry Lynn said, the only difference between the 1% and the rest is they were willing to do the things that the others weren't willing to do. It reminded me of a story. It was several years ago. After church, a sweet lady, I guess not lady, young adult, came up to me and said, you and Sherry are just so lucky. And if it was a guy, I probably would have punched him in the face. But it wasn't. And I go, well, what do you mean? And they're like, well, it just seems like you have all that you need. And, she was meaning it as a compliment. But, you know, I really pondered on that for a really long time. Like, is there such thing as luck? I do think there are some people who's lucky. Like, you know, like I have a friend, Lisette Summers, who just wins everything. Like, you can be on a cruise with 5,000 people and she's winning whatever it is, the spa package. You know, like I do believe like some people, they just kind of like someone has a green thumb. I do not. Like every plant dies. But I do believe this. I believe when it comes to business, I believe that luck is a dividend of sweat.
Yeah.
And Ray Kroc said the same thing. He said that luck is a dividend of sweat. The more you sweat, the luckier you get. And by that, what I don't mean is I don't mean go insane working your business. I don't mean like I have to stay up for 23 out of the 24 hours a day messaging and posting all this. I think the people who do that, they're running a business model that is not sustainable and is not healthy, and that is not why you join this business. But the people who put in intentional work, income producing work, day in and day out, you will find they're a little luckier than most. And I think that now is the time for our team to understand that God has huge things in store for us, just like he did 2 years ago. But I believe even more so now, because we're better than we've ever been. We're stronger than we've ever been. We're more powerful than we've ever been. We're more knowledgeable than we've ever been. And now is the time to just say, it's not enough for me to be in the moment. I have to do something in the moment, you know. And I've been watching my Spurs, poor guys, just injured and, you know, getting their butts kicked right now by the Warriors. And, but, you know, I just, you know, I put myself in the Super Bowl or in the NBA Finals, and it's like, yeah, what if I just was in the starting lineup and I just stood in the middle of the court? I'm in the moment, but I'm not doing anything to seize the moment. I think that's where a lot of people are in their lives. God has placed them in such a sweet spot, but they can't get to a point in their life to just say, I'm going to step out in obedience. I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to do what it takes to really just be a light for the Lord. And sometimes that can be scary. And, you know, going in uncharted waters with me and Sherry Lynn in this business, and, you know, the added pressure of being top 10, which I think is a big joke, because at the end of the day, a number's a number. We're going to stand before God, and that's going to be a real number. But what I will say with that is that there's times in this business that you're not going to know what to do. There's times in this business that you're going to lack wisdom, and you can talk to your upline, you can talk to your leaders. But the first person you should go to is in James 1:5. It says that if any man lacks wisdom, they should ask, and he will graciously give you that wisdom. And so, you know, maybe you're in a tough spot in your business. Like, it's cool to ask me and Sherry, but if I were you, I'd go to the one who has all the knowledge that we need in every situation first. Let him speak to you. Let him do that. And then I'll just close with the Ephesians 5:15. It says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. And I just want to encourage you as we leave tonight, and Sherry closes out with a few things, is that, man, we're in such a sweet spot. We're in at the right place at the right time. It blows my mind that I wouldn't know some of you if it wasn't for this business. Like, and that alone is enough for me to say, God, you have me in a really sweet spot, but I don't want to squander it. Like me and Sherry Lynn, we want to seize the opportunity. We want to make the most of it. We want to step out in obedience, even when it's scary. And that's what I challenge you to do. It's like, if you've been looking around and say, well, people are really lucky, I would question how much sweat they're putting in versus maybe what we're putting in and what we're doing and how we're doing it and how efficient we're being. But God has great things in store for each and every one of us. It's been an amazing year already, but I really believe it's just we're still scratching the surface. We're less than 3 years in. There's no one in this room that has been in this business longer than 3 years because you're with us. And so, you know, I just really believe God has great things in store, but let's do what it takes. Let's be successful. We're in the right place at the right time, but let's do something about it. Cool?
Yes.
Sherry Lynn.
Ready? I have made my life with you.
I'm waving. Don't wave. She said don't wave.
Don't wait. I'll never wait. Right. I was lying. Okay, well, I kind of did the announcements, so.
Does anyone else feel like Sherry needs a hug?
Yeah.
I could
She couldn't read. She was just little. She was just hanging on.
I wouldn't have heard that.
Stacy said that she could talk. are not plugged in, man, Stacy has a post on the team page on Diamond Empire. How do we you can bump it. But it literally is everything we have throughout the week. So just to browse through that, and you can connect with your enroller if you don't know but every Monday, Stacy's got a whole team of people that rotate doing a live eSuite training of how to navigate your website. So maybe you've been in 6 months, but you're like, I don't even know how to do this. They will show you the basics of how to look at what's tree view or what's reports. How do you check declines? Do you go over that? No. Oh, we could add that. But we're actually thinking, Stacy, let's do a part 2 recorded. Okay. Just have it recorded. That way we don't do it every week, but that people could watch, and then maybe we could add the declines. We'll talk about that later. Yes. But anyway, there's a basic awesome eSuite training of how to navigate it, because I'll be honest, I did not know how to work mine for a good year. So it really helps. And then every single Monday, if you're like, I don't need the eSuite training, I can rock my eSuite training, hop on the Show Me the Money calls. It works corporate. Does Sunday nights is a family call. It's 10 minutes. They call it the huddle, which is great to hop on. They'll say if there's any announcements, go over some stuff, announce the one team, one missions going on. That Sunday night, the It Works corporate number, we have it on our team page. It doesn't change. It's the same. And then Monday nights, Pam always introduces some top income earners, or she'll have Dr. Dawn or someone who just promoted. And when I first got started, that's what kept me going. We didn't have like tips from the top on Tuesdays and team trainings, and like we were on a new team. Those that were from the beginning, where my enroller had just signed up, her enroller had just signed up. So we didn't have all of that. So get on those Show Me the Money calls, man. Those were like my lifesaver. And then you can listen to all the past recordings. So when I would be in the car, I would just go back. You can go to the www.myitworksevents.com. And you can probably now see them from Wired also. But you can click the calendar view, click corporate calls, and listen to the past ones. So anyways, Mondays is that. Tuesdays, every Tuesday, tips from the top. Who is the guest speaker? We have a guest speaker this Tuesday. I'll have to look on my planner. I schedule them out far in advance, but it's always an awesome speaker. On our Tuesdays, tip from the top, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then every Thursday, we do Facebook parties. Oh, yeah, Lauren Kazimatis. What was her former job? She might have been a teacher. She's an ambassador diamond, really awesome girl. Yeah, awesome, yay. And so she'll be the guest speaker. And Thursdays, yeah, we do the Facebook Live parties. But if you want to try having your own Facebook party, have your own. They're so simple. You can go to one of our past parties, copy the slides, copy, paste, put them in a Word doc or whatever's easiest, save the pictures to your desktop or do it from your phone, and you could have your own party. Just reuse what we use. So don't be scared to do that, or ask your upline if you want a smaller one, whatever. But plug into the Thursday ones, and that's it. So we love y'all. Let's get a team picture, and we're done. Bye, everyone on the Zoom here. Y'all can say bye. I think we have about 30 on here. Bye. Oh, hi, Jen, and Melissa, Renee, Jessie. Okay.